See you later. Pretty rocky, rolly anchorage, but it was worth the view. Once in a lifetime kind of view. I think I'll pick a different anchorage next time. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I'm fine.
They're good. Welcome back. And at this episode, we are going to take you out of New York City. Wasn't that cool?
That was very cool.
That was very cool for us.
I wish we could have gone into the city because that would have deafened me for good. I mean, I'm deaf in one ear, but now I'll be deaf for both ears. I'll probably be blind too.
Well, if we end up going back up there, we'll definitely spend some time actually going into the city.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So come join us for this episode where we leave New York City and we take the kids, the family, on their first overnight passage. We've got a good weather window to head down the New Jersey coast.
Yeah.
And the plan is to go to Cape May.
How to see, Billy.
And then stick around to see what happens that we didn't expect.
It's always what you don't expect.
Expect the unexpected.
Always.
When on a sailboat. And
especially.
Probably in general.
In general, yeah, I think so.
So please be sure to click like and subscribe and come join us.
Please. Have fun.
See you later, New York. Off to New Jersey. Sails up here and have a lovely sail down the New Jersey coast. Alright, so we're kind of sort of motor sailing here. Going down along the northern corner of the Jersey coast. And the wind's really light from the northwest by about 5-6 knots. Lots and lots of traffic, fish boats, sport boats, tankers, tugs. Alright folks, so the wind has died. It's actually veered to our nose at like 3 knots. And it's supposed to be pretty dead quiet through this evening now. So we've lost our 5 to 10 knot sail overnight, but you never know. It may change. So we are motoring now along the North Jersey shore. It's Saturday early afternoon. And we just made the decision to continue on. We're not going to stop in Cape May. We're going to go on to Norfolk, Virginia. So we're going to do about a 54-hour sail, so 2 overnighters, 3 days, and just get to Virginia. It looked like we had one more day of a decent weather window. It might get a little boisterous going into Norfolk, but we'll be able to get in before this next system arrives, somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday. And then Norfolk looks like a much better place to hang through this next system for a few days. Cape May didn't look too inviting for taking the dog to shore in terms of dinghy docks and options. And then we would be there for about a week. So why waste the day, right? Let's just continue on and get down to Norfolk, Virginia, where at that point we will head into the ICW because we understand this time of year the Gulf Stream comes very close to North Carolina, and it's a much better way to go because it doesn't sound like a pleasant sail on the outside. Here's Walter to join you. So it's very calm, very sunny. Maybe tonight we'll be lucky enough, but hopefully tomorrow it looks like we'll be able to sail. Tomorrow being Monday. So we kind of just picked up the RPM a bit to speed up the pace, to try to get in a little earlier on Monday. And Norfolk, Virginia, here we come. At least to help us make decisions about weather and weather windows for our passage planning. We did sign up for Predict Wind. We have a subscription now with that, and we find that helpful. And we look across the variety of models that Predict Wind offers. We also use usharbors.com, which is in the States super helpful. It's the online marine and weather forecast for all the different harbors up and down the United States East Coast, which is in line with what you get on the VHF. VHF also gives you the offshore forecast, and I did find the online NOAA version of that as well. So we try to do our best to look at a variety of different kinds of information to make the best decisions about weather. So when we left New York, there was a nice solid window to get to Cape May, absolutely, in New Jersey, and that was a 24-hour sail, and that was our plan. We thought a good first taste for an overnighter with the animals, and we haven't done an overnighter since we sailed 20 plus years ago. So good first reorient ourselves for us as well. As we got out there and the weather was pretty calm and pretty benign, and as we had been watching the weather from before and ongoing during our trip, those winter lows are starting to roll through. It is definitely getting into that season where there is a low every few days, and some of them are pretty significant. So we noticed that we had probably an extra 24 hours of pretty benign weather to go down the coast, and then it looked like a pretty big blow was going to come in, which it did. So we made the decision en route: expect the unexpected, be ready to make changes to your plans, be flexible. We made the decision to do 2 nights, 3 days, to go as far as Norfolk, Virginia. We were also starting to feel a little bit that we weren't going to get out of the Northeast if we didn't get out before this next big blow and cold weather came through. So we turned our 1 night, 2 day into a 3 day, 2 night passage down to Norfolk, Virginia. During the passage, it was pretty benign. We had to do a lot of motoring, and then we were kind of stuck motoring because the clutch on the main broke. So what that means for those of you that don't sail, I think we mentioned at the beginning of the video, is we can't haul the main up and have it stay there. Well, we could haul it up, but then kaplunk, it's going to fall back down. So we were kind of stuck motoring the whole way, which was okay because there was really no wind, which was okay in that we made our way to Norfolk. Stick around, watch the rest of the video for the footage. And one more unexpected was our fun trip into the southern end of the Chesapeake Bay.
Now, as we get comfortable sailing, some of us get a little bit more comfortable. Looks like Walter has adapted to this environment very well. That's our sleeping bag, by the way. It's as big as a tent. That thing is a gift from Mountain Equipment Co-op in Canada, in Ottawa. That if you buy more than 500 bucks there, they give you a free sleeping bag, or they did it at least at the time. This was fantastic. This thing is big enough for like 5 people. This is a perfect sail. Ah, nice. Morning crew, this is your captain speaking. You like the hat? It might not look pretty, but it certainly is warm. And right now, that's what I need, something warm. And if you do this, now that's the cat's meow. No, we did not peel a cat to get a hat. I just got the hat. Oh, sorry, my dog decides that it's time to walk by. We just had the nice visit of a cute little bird. I'm not sure where he went, but he's hanging around. He's gonna be our new friend. What's his name? Seymour. Seymour the bird. So now we have cats, dogs, and a bird. And a bunny. I don't know if you noticed the stuffed bunny down there. What else? That's about it. And yeah, not a whole lot of traffic, not a whole lot of wind. So we had the jib and the main out. Then we had to roll the jib up. That's sailing for you. Oh, there's a bird. He's flying off. See ya, Seymour. Come back for a break later. The land is that way. No, that way. I think that's why Seymour is kind of camping on the boat. I don't think Seymour figures it out. Oh well, Seymour might not see more. Hey, hasta la vista, baby. Folks, I'm not sure what you can see, but we're in the channel for Norfolk and it is very rough. It was a bit of a war zone downstairs. Poor Walter got very scared. Big ship just blasted right past us. And the winds are starting to blow. The waves and chops will come in and it's pretty darn rough. We're almost there. Thanks to Captain Dennis.
Captain Furball.
And as we maneuver through these treacherous waters, a little rough and windy, and plenty of sea traffic, we have container ships of all kinds, fuel containers, barges, dredging, etc., fishing. We do use a combination of AIS and radar. Call me old-fashioned, and because I was a radar operator once, I do believe in radar very strongly. Not everyone is carrying AIS, so not all the time will you see somebody coming at you, and if you don't, this could be disastrous. So that's the reason why I love both radar and AIS.
So that looks like a nice beach you'll be able to walk Wally on.
You're done. And this looks like the remnants of the White House. Oops. Opa.
We made it in, and it is a lot calmer in here. And one direction is very pretty. You have this fort, historic area, and the pelicans and seagulls flying, and diving. That's kind of cool. And there's a few Canadian boats in here.
So, this week for the Here Corner, it's our headphones. Now these guys are a game changer. What's the company anyway? Synco. So it's right there. I don't know if you can see that a little closer. There you go. Not sponsored, but man, these things have saved our bacon a few times. When we go out to anchor, one's at the front, one's at the back steering. We're not screaming at each other. It's like, I don't know, if you guys are out there and you're sailors, you know what's going on when you don't have one of these. You're just constantly like, all right, put out 10 feet. And it's like, what? Did you say 200 feet? It's like, it's always like that. So anyway, this is it. This is the trick. This is the cat's meow. When I go up the mast, we're not screaming at each other. Not everybody knows what's going on, and we're not waking anybody up. We're just talking to each other, and it picks up your voice. It's voice activated, and it doesn't, the wind doesn't interfere. When it's blown 30, when we're trying to unanchor from Mount Sinai, I think it was really noisy. It kind of cuts your voice off a little bit, but nothing major. But it really helps, and it's comfortable. It's not really that heavy. It's battery operated, so you can charge them. They don't take any juice at all. I mean, we charge them, and then like 3 weeks down the road, we still don't really need to charge them again, but we always do to keep them up. So yeah, this is, oh yeah, and then another cool feature is that if you have the mic down, you could talk to the person. You just put it in front of your face. But if you don't want to talk to the person, you lift it up and that mutes your mic. So when you're face to face, because it has a 1 second delay. So if you're close, then you're talking to each other, it kind of has that 1 second delay. It's really annoying. So you bring this up once you're in close quarters, and then you don't hear each other. But then when you go away, out to the bow, you bring that down and it's back on. Now, this is what, about 2 months we've had those, 3 months? So they've lasted really well. No big impacts so far. I haven't dropped them from the top of the mast. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with them. We'll keep you posted on how they do later on in life. See ya. On with the show.
So the other thing that we have to start really thinking about on this coast is how busy it is. And not only did we encounter some rough seas our last morning as we headed into the southern end of the Chesapeake Bay and the Norfolk area, but overnight, that last night, there was a choo-choo train of big ships, fishing vessels, other pleasure crafts, all shapes and sizes. Lots and lots of traffic out there in the dark, for me especially, to get reacquainted. Yeah, reacquainted with looking at their course over ground and what's it called?
CPA.
CPA.
Closest point of approach.
Closest point of approach, to make sure they don't hit you or you don't hit them. So it was a fun-filled learning night for me. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was fun. Hope you'll enjoy. Don't forget to stick around next week because there's going to be continuation.
Next week, we're going to spend some time in the Virginia area, and we're going to visit some historic sites. And we're also going to work on some projects before we can leave again, one of which is make the main clutch.
Wow, she said it, folks.
I keep calling it a block, which is not. Make the main clutch work so we can actually use the mainsail.
Right, without it falling down.
Right,
So, yeah.
that's a good thing, to use the mainsail without it falling down.
Especially that's also the line that Michelle is using to haul me up the mast.
It's not super safe.
No.
So Dennis does that and a few other boat projects while we get ready to take the next big jaunt.
Oh, change the oil in the engine. The fun part.
So come watch us next week for some chores and some fun visiting.
See ya.
Be sure to click like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about things. Tell us about some of your experiences.
Give us a thumbs up.
Actually get 2 thumbs up in there, you know, like the 5.
What the heck? It doesn't hurt.
And thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, who's watched, and to our friends and family for your support.
Have a good one. So now?
It's the clown outfit.
ICW! 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 Fun-filled learning night for me.
I didn't get any sleep.
Very little. All right.
So, don't eat the chips. She's eating the chips in the background. Oh, like we can't hear that. All right. So,
If you do this, hang on a second. I'm having an issue with zippers, velcros, and clips. My fingers are fat and sore. No, I got it. There. Now that's the cat.
What's your question?
why are we catching Why are we catching weather window? Why are we catching weather window? Well, we could catch a window door. A weather door. Let's catch a window door. We don't need a window.
Anyway,